At the first touch of dawn, Dante rose, walked around the fire, worked his blood back into his limbs. He still felt tired, but no longer painfully so. He knelt over Robert's unconscious body and closed his eyes and emptied his mind. When he sent the shadows into the long brown scab on his chest, he felt nothing. He saw no change in the flesh. He closed his eyes again, reached out to the wound again, but it was as if the nether was passing under a bridge, disappearing before it reached the other side. He set his mouth and tried at least to assuage the fever. He touched Robert's brow. It still felt hot. He sighed. Dawn broke, grey and gradual. He let Blaze sleep. It was clear they wouldn't be going anywhere until Robert had woken or croaked. Maybe it was the false hope of the daylight, but he doubted the temple men would even know their latest agents had failed for at least a few days. There was no use punishing Blaze with sitting around waiting for something to happen when he could hold things down for himself. For once, Dante didn't feel like leading. He watched the fire burn and thought about the solace. What's going on? Why does hell look exactly the same as Earth? Dante jerked his head. Robert's eyes were open, twinkled in pain. You're awake! You're brilliant. Robert lifted his head and looked over his bandaged body. How'd you get the wizard? I smote him with fire, Dante said. Robert frowned at him. Can never tell if the youth of today are being serious. A weakness of character, I think. You're right. I'll play dead until he ran away. Robert's arms shook as he tried to sit up. He lifted his shoulders clear of the ground, then fell back, squeezing his eyes shut for a moment after the impact. That was unwise, he said. Dante bit his teeth together. Stop making things worse. We're already losing time. You've always got more time, Robert said. He chewed his beard. Well, until you doubt. Indeed, Dante said. He decided against waking Blaze. It would help if at least one of them kept in fighting condition. Dante felt like he'd been sewn up in a sack and beaten for 3 days straight. He could probably ride, but if at that moment a one-armed 8-year-old challenged him to a fight,